So as you all know, the vampire class is one of the most used classes in Death Rails. That's because it has high movement speed and starts with the vampire knife. But is all that hype really true? Is the vampire class as good as everybody says? In today's video, I'll try to answer that question. First, we need to look at a few different variables to take into consideration. The obvious one is, if you're good, or at least decent at the game, you're going to have a much easier time with the vampire class. But for someone who's not that experienced or just gets carried, it's not going to be that easy. Here's why. Let's start with the pros and cons of this class. The good sides: it has fast movement speed, which helps you dodge enemies and escape danger pretty easily. It starts with a vampire knife and boosted melee damage, so the damage output is actually pretty solid. The knife has lifesteal, which can keep you alive way longer if you know how to use it properly. The downsides. The biggest downside? You take damage in the sun. And yeah, that can be really bad. If you mess up, you could literally die at spawn just by standing around like an idiot. Now let's get into the actual gameplay instead of boring theory. Let's go. At the start, I recommend grabbing a few coals and a lot of bandages. This class completely depends on your health. If your health is low, you're basically useless during the day. So do what I'm doing right now. Be quick. You don't want to take too much sun damage early on. When you're traveling by train, look for special houses. Skip the basic blue starter ones. Instead, go for Doctor General Store Gunsmith. These are the best, but the doctor is the most important one. You'll need tons of bandages for obvious reasons. By the time you finish looting those houses, you should be approaching your first town. If you have good health, you can either run in and slowly pick enemies off, takes longer but safer, or lure them into a building like the bank and kill them quickly, riskier but faster. Be careful with dynamite zombies though. They can blow you up real fast if you're not paying attention. Once you're done looting that first town, congrats. You've survived the hardest part of the game. From now on, it's pretty smooth sailing. Just keep stopping at towns, focus on doctor houses, and loot smart. You can also start using guns if you want, but I wouldn't recommend going out at night. You can't see anything, and jump scares are real. In solo runs, the vampire class doesn't give you a lot of options. You can't really explore big structures because of the sun damage. And yeah, that gets annoying really fast. So do I recommend buying the vampire class? If you're a skilled player who likes fast, aggressive gameplay, yes, this class is made for you. But if you're not a sweaty keyboard warrior, I'd recommend going with Survivalist. It's more versatile, easier to manage, and still pretty OP. All right, we're at the end. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, comment down below what class I should cover next. Bye-bye.